Hello guys. This video here is a great example of when things become entirely undeniable, and maybe some of you here are looking into this world and thinking, how is this guy able to be connect to this? Because yes, I'm basically connected to Lipa via the meaning of etymology lime tree. And I've been talking about marriage for a month, since May 11th, 2025, something like that. Around that time, I started saying that this is a theme. In reality, it's about marriage. Now we see the news 3 days ago. That's June 13th, 2025. We see it validate into the very subject of my channel. And yes, I've talked a lot about Dua Lipa, but on my channel I've done that because she symbolizes something great, which is lime. So yeah, some of you think it's weird that how can this simply work? Like, what I do, it simply works. It's simple and it works. And and from my perspective, what's happening here? Well, it's a perfection in this world. And I am a bit sad about the fact that there is censoring, there is blindness, there is fear. Maybe fear is good, because who's going to respect me? Well, no one. So and actually my wife, Lima, yeah, my wife is Lima. She said a long time ago that respect is fear. And I said, like, no, I don't think so. But I'm starting to get to the point to think that, yes, indeed, respect doesn't exist at all. Like, respect is something, is a word that shouldn't exist, basically, because no one respects each other. There is fear, basically, that's it. And it's sad. Maybe I need to mature to that. But anyhow, how can this be? How can it be so perfect? How can it be so simple? How can Christopher be so right? Because that's what I am. I'm right. You see, Lipa is the subject, like lime tree, Lipa etymology lime tree. And I've done so many videos about her, and now we see it. We see the marriage symbolism moving in her direction. You see that? And that's because there is this interconnectivity, this magnetism, this perfection, this art, this so all of this is you could say that everything that's happening in the world is art. Everything in the world is a great masterpiece, okay? And I believe that's what I'm tapping into, this artistic ether, resulting in now something very obvious for the most, if I have someone here listening that is a skeptic, skepticism is good, but it shouldn't go too far. One shouldn't use skepticism to simply blindfold oneself. That's not right. It doesn't lead in the right direction. So those that are skeptics here, and you know that the subject of my channel is Lipa and lime. Lime is the main subject, together with the sun, sol, lime, sol, and it's the union of man and woman. So, but yeah. So what we see happening here uh, is this is something validating what I'm saying. We see a literal validity unfolding here in me talking about marriage, for not because of Dua Lipa, no, but because of a general thing going on in reality. And then we see the main subject of my channel being lime, and it goes there, you know. They are planning the marriage, and yeah, so I just noticed this today. And so so what's happening here, you know? What can I tell you more, you know? Because the question is, how can this be allowed to be? How can it even work to censor me? Because what I do here is basically, you know, it's basically magic, you know. This is basically magic. I perceive things and interact with that. And who knows, if I wouldn't have done that, maybe there wouldn't have been an engagement here. Things get more intense as you engage, or I at least, I engage with what is resonating a little bit. I interact with that, and then it becomes a lot. So we see one of the results here of this interconnectivity. And the question is now, why? You know, because, okay, what have I done? I've painted an electricity cord, a network, and I cut it, and then electricity ended in Europe 4 days later, the blackout in May 28th. Like, how can I do this and still be, how do you say, unnoticed? I never knew that I would be able to do these things, but now I can. And now when I can do these things, I feel that whatever I do, um, there's always going to be um, there's nothing that will make me visible. Nothing. Because I already did the maximum possible expression of art. I already did the most extreme. So nothing I can do is more than I have done. Basically, the world has failed the ideals. I have shown you the ideals, but the world didn't care. And for me personally, that's just how it happens to be. This is an organism. This world is an organism of, as I said, the living dead. But some of you here are probably not. You're probably sentient. Maybe I know some people are silent just because you don't know, like, what to say. I really do believe in. I do have this naivety belief in that respect is something two people have to each other, but I am more and more believing my wife saying that respect is fear. And that's sad because I never thought it would become like this. But we see, I basically see my words coming into fruition. again. And as I said, whatever I do, I already reached the maximum in my expression. All I can do now is to do the maximum artistic expression continuously all the time, and just rub it into the face that no one likes ideals, no one cares about beauty. I can rub that into the face while I live my life of reaching the maximum of expression. I can rub it into the face that no one cares, and that's not me. Um, so it's a weird thing, I know, but and the weirdest of all is that, and no one else is doing here what I'm doing. This kind of interconnectivity. I never seen it before in anyone, and it goes beyond what I'm even willing to talk about, and that's why, I didn't know about this all my life that it was like this, but I believe that I have been going through the discovery of my own soul, and I have discovered my soul, and I believe that to be a recollection of memory of the soul. That's what happened to me. I remember my soul. Now here I am, and now I am connected, and can basically do magic from that, while it's all a show in a sense, because who cares? Okay, who cares? So yeah. Then again, people need to maintain their complex systems of denial, based on denial. The vanity of maintaining a complexity just for the sake of having these beautiful words run across your lips when you speak or whatever you do. People want to feel this vanity of complexity of different kinds, and so here I come, and I present something so simple that there really is no denial here. What's happening? There is no denying of what's happening, but there is denying, right? But that's just a form of what would I call it? Yeah, I don't know, but anyhow, I know that there are some people here that maybe are silent. And you don't know what to say, and I get that. And um, but we see now that I spoke about marriage, and now Lipa Lime Tree is getting married, and this is so perfect. The perfect kind of evidence that proves what I do. I'll be honest with you. There is an interconnectivity, which means that for me, as I experience it, as I observe what's happening here, from my perspective, I speak about something, I express a certain kind of artistic way, and then it will basically pop up in the minds of others, in the mind, and inspire. That's how I see it. That's the fact of what's happening. This is what's happening. How else is this explained? So yeah. So this is it. This is, here you see, right? It's the marriage symbolism is there now. So yeah, I've been speaking about this for a month, right? And now we see it about a month later. in the case of Dua Lipa, which is someone that I've talked about so much, so much, so much, because it means lime tree. And yeah, okay. See you guys.